news of woke being over is far too premature. As college campuses started classes over this past week, a whole slew of students on the watch, and I 100% support this, have been recording their teachers who are still ignoring the presidential national mandate that you cannot push gender ideology, DEI, and trans nonsense in the classroom. Well, this entitled professor, this professor that knew better than everybody else, this professor that knew better than the president, got caught on tape breaking President Trump's new law, and her reaction to it was to kick the student out of class after she called her out. Before we get into the rest of the story, super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, PDS Debt. Folks, the American dream is under attack, and hardworking patriots like you are being crushed under mountains of debt. Why? Because creditors love debt. They want you to be stuck in their high interest trap. They want you to be drowning in student loan debt, credit card debt, skyrocketing mortgage rates, because when you're broke, you're controllable. So what do? You take back control. You fight back. And that starts with PDS Debt. They've helped hundreds of thousands of people live debt-free. PDS Debt goes beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation and craft a personalized plan just for you. There is no minimum credit score required to get started. They're helping you save more money, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back where it belongs, in your pocket. PDS Debt has an A+ rated Better Business Bureau rating and boasts thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and holds a 5-star rating on Trustpilot, because PDS has helped hundreds of thousands of people get out of debt. I remember what it was like after college, and for most of my 20s, struggling with debt, and getting control of it was liberating. You're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment and find the best option for you right now at pdsdebt.com/thequartering. That's pdsdebt.com/thequartering, pdsdebt.com/thequartering. Well, there's a happy ending on this story, I assure you. But let's take a look at the original video. Here we have Texas A&M professor who kicked girl out of class. Let's listen to this. It's kind of hard to hear, but I'll shut up a little bit.
Remarks on gender and sexuality moving from last class. One thing we didn't get to in our last class.
I just have a question, because I'm not entirely sure this is legal to be teaching, because according to our president, there's only 2 genders, and
Based. Whoever this chick is, based. You have to embarrass these people. You have to call them out to their face.
and he said that he would be freezing agencies' funding programs that promote gender ideology. And this also very much goes against not only myself, but a lot of people's religious beliefs.
Yes.
And so I am not going to participate in this because it's not legal, and I don't want to promote something that is against our president's laws, as well as.
By the way, can we leave a like on the video for this absolute chadress? This female, absolute Chad. Okay? Absolute Chad.
Against my religious beliefs.
You certainly have a right to engage in things that you find right. Are you suggesting it's false?
Yes.
Are you suggesting that 74 genders is false? No hesitation. Yes, I am.
You are under a misconception that what I'm saying is.
Well, can you explain to me how teaching us about gender identity and transgenderism and that there's more sexes than
Gender is illegal.
Huh?
Based. Absolute chadress. This woman is incredibly brave, far braver than the men in her class. This needs to happen on every college campus. And this is why I'm not against. A lot of people say, Jeremy, you don't understand. Kids are on their cell phones all day at school and it's bad. I don't care. Then kids should be able to wear GoPros. If you take the cell phones away, I want kids to be able to wear GoPros if they want. I want these teachers filmed, Constantly. Constantly. RFID tag, you enter the classroom, it starts recording. When you leave the classroom, it stops recording. Pretty simple technology. And I want kids to feel empowered to stand up against this indoctrination. These teachers, for far too long, have played parent, have overruled parents, have told students that, parents' opinions don't matter. And it's absolutely, positively, 100% time for that to stop. It's time for that to stop.
My gender isn't illegal.
Gender? What do you mean? Your gender is not illegal. According to President Trump's executive order, if you want me to read the paragraph in the order itself.
If you are uncomfortable in this class, we do have the right to leave.
Yes.
What we are doing is not illegal.
Yes,
and
it is.
if you would like to make the claim that it is, you need to talk to the department or the head of undergraduate.
Well, I've already been in contact with the president of A&M.
Oh, uno reverso. Uno reverso. Gotcha. 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 Gotcha.
And I actually have a meeting with him in person to show all of my documentation tomorrow. But
we are also aware, and this is part of why there was an observer in the class.
yes,
I'm not convinced that your proposal will be effective in stopping me from teaching things that are biologically true. Because
Gender identity is not biologically true. There are male and female. That's it. That's it. You learn that in kindergarten. You learn that in kindergarten. All right? It is, I love how entitled she is. Well, you're not going to get me fired. You're not going to get me fired. I don't know.
we have the legal and ethical authority, little professional expertise in this process.
You have to leave, she says. She kicks her out, right? She kicked her out. Well, now Texas A&M has threatened and tried to silence a conservative student. Instead of firing the professor who kicked the conservative student out of class, the TAMBU department had blamed the student for, quote, disruptive behavior. A&M leadership then appears to have schemed a cover-up plan to keep the course going, but to stop the student from ever returning to class. And then they tried to protect the professor by threatening the student against releasing the undercover videos. In this email, you can see the department head, Dr. Emily Johansson, she, her, pressured the student into accepting a deal to never return to the class in exchange for maintaining her current grade. This is a bombshell. This girl should sue the university for millions and millions and millions of dollars. And I hope she wins. She then cites a, quote, student rule in a clear attempt to suppress undercover videos that A&M leadership knew about. So when Texas A&M had the opportunity to protect the student and taxpayers, of which Texas A&M receives hundreds of millions of dollars, by terminating all programs and employees involved in LGBTQ and DEI activity courses or policies over the summer, they chose to instead threaten the student in hopes that it would go away. Now Texas A&M leadership is misleading about what they knew, when they knew it, and what they did about it. As they keep that up, I'll keep releasing more. Now, this is, by the way, the audio. Now we have the audio. More bombshell audio. Texas A&M president admitted weeks ago to knowing about the transgender indoctrination and told the conservative student that there's, quite frankly, not a problem with teaching it. He even recommended creating a new, quote, professional track for people who want to study LGBTQ literature. His, quote, biggest concern was the students signing up for it on accident. And he proposes to make sure that A&M just calls it what it is. When the student, in shock, asked if he approves of LGBTQ material being taught, President Welch snapped at her, "There are LGBT courses here, and there have been for a long time," before going to justify why TAMU needs to keep teaching this material. That's Texas A&M, by the way. I just figured that out. He must also be fired.
The meetings with all the with the professor, the department head, the dean, all went pretty well.
Okay.
I think the biggest disconnect we have is, number one, we don't want anybody signing up for a course that they don't know what's in the course, clearly.
Absolutely.
And so we're looking at the course descriptions in the catalog, what can be added, where the department and the college.
So like we want to tell conservatives or people of God, we want to be able to make sure that we scare them away from taking this course because we want to still teach our indoctrination.
Are looking at the actual course itself. It's a 300 level course, and if there's not a problem with teaching it, but let's call it what it is.
No, there is a problem. There is a problem with teaching it.
And make it for professional track for people who want to study LGBTQ literature or something, is what I recommended to them.
Okay.
So what they're saying is, we're not going to get rid of the class. We're going to create a whole degree around LGBTQ nonsense, okay? Absolutely, positively, 100% fine thing to do if you're not receiving any public funds. My tax dollars should not fund that. I don't want it to. I don't want it teaching. I don't want my tax dollars being, spent teaching, indoctrinating kids into Islam or Christianity or anything else for that matter. Now, you want to study Christianity or Islam, maybe there's a bigger case there for that. But what I'm saying is, this is an ideology. This is not a real degree. This is not a real program. And you don't get to spend taxpayer dollars on it.
Wait, really quickly before you continue, you're saying that you approve that it is okay for there to be LGBTQ studies at Texas A&M University and College Station?
No, there are LGBTQ studies here. There have been for a long time.
Okay, so do you approve of it or not?